How did this movement in China go from young students in graduation gowns to people living in tents on city pavements? It's called tongping, or lying flat in English.
Lots of young people in China at the time when the job market was hit hard by the nation's economic slowdown, some started thinking, why not just lie flat?
If you want to join in, the rules are simple. Do not pursue a career, buy a house, get married, have children, or spend more than you need to survive. Of course, not everyone has been so extreme. Yet all online rumblings about tongping were removed from Chinese social media before a new name for the movement popped up.
The Chinese phrase for let it rot is 摆烂. It suggests a mentality of young Chinese that they can't really control anything, including their life and future, so why not just give up?
So, why are young people in China letting it rot?
So, it started from an online post back in 2021, in which a man in his mid-20s wrote about how he had embraced a low-desire lifestyle of just lying down and doing nothing for 2 years. And he had no job. Then the post went viral on social media.
It was quickly taken down.
Because apparently it goes against the wish of the government that everyone should work hard and dedicate their life to build a better country.
Working hard also doesn't necessarily mean high returns.
Many young people actually have no choice but to do some flexible jobs with low threshold to enter, for example, delivery man. And here in Beijing, in recent months, I started to see more and more delivery women on the street, and many are quite young.
So people are doing what they can to get by. Many have turned to live streaming, hoping to draw enough followers to start earning money.
室内直播太多了，竞争力怎么说也饱和也多嘛。
The internet has become a breeding ground for common grievances among young people, like this user about studying her whole life.
恐怖的是老一辈从小到大给我灌输的那种思想，就让我产生了盲目的自信，就好像我上过大学，我就必须要找一份体面很高等的工作，我就很了不起一样。结果现实中的落差大到我感觉自己都要抑郁了一样。
Scroll through conversations and you start to see posts like this, with characters from scenes like this.
我教给你，记住，这些字应该记住。将来做掌柜的时候，写账要用。
His name is Kongiji.
有4样写法。要是认识字，怎么连半个秀才也捞不到啊？说说，
Kongiji first appeared in a short story written by Chinese author Lu Xun in 1919. Since then, his story has been told again and again.
The story has been turned into a short film that came out in 1981, and in 1998, it has been adapted for the stage as a Yue opera, which is an operatic form that originated in Lu Xun's hometown of Shaoxing.
More recently, the character has popped up across Chinese social media under the hashtag Kongiji literature, and his story has resonated with the Let It Rot movement.
Kong is depicted as this contradictory character. So on the one hand, he is an educated person who likes to talk in literary jargon. On the other hand, he is unable to pass the imperial examination system, which is required to enter even the lowest level of the civil bureaucracy.
But why is he relatable to Chinese youth?
It's no wonder that China's young graduates are identifying with Kongiji. Youth unemployment in China is at a record high. In May 2023, unemployment rate for young Chinese between the age of 16 to 24 in urban areas is at 20.8%, and this means 1 in every 5 Chinese urbanites are unemployed. there's a record number of graduates who just graduated in June are entering into the workforce, 11.6 million of them to be precise, and they're all competing for jobs.
Kongiji has become a symbol of that struggle.
A more recent adaptation is by Gui Shange, who is a content creator and a singer on China's video sharing platform Bilibili, which I guess is the Chinese equivalent of YouTube. He wrote this very sarcastic song called Sunny Happy Kongiji, 阳光开朗Kongiji.
穿上一件破旧的长衫，径直来到路镇酒店，叫了伙计，问2碗酒。
In this song, he recasts Kongiji as this present-day patriot who believes in what the government tells him. You know, you're poor because you don't work hard enough. But this Kongiji then, has to work the 996 system, which means he's working from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 6 days a week, and then only to end up being dragged away by police because he dared to ask to be paid. And this song attracted 3 million views in a day until the censors shut it down.
With things so bad in cities like Beijing and Shanghai, young people have started to push back against the pressures of modern Chinese society. So they've decided to let it rot. Lying flat sounds like one thing and let it rot another. But really, the difference is marginal.
They're basically the same, but let it rot sounds worse than tamping.
The biggest difference is let it rot is a newer name for an old philosophy.
So just give up. You cannot control anything. Even if you work hard, you may not have a better life and better future.
It also comes with a growing list of terms to know.
There is another buzzword for it. It's called evolution. That is, even though you know there won't be anything to gain in the end, you have no choice but to compete.
And the government is pushing young people into the workforce, no matter what the job is.
Chinese Central Television published an online commentary which shifted the blame on individuals, saying that all Kongiji had to do was to work hard towards improving his circumstances, and the commentary implored young people to do the same.
So what are the options? Young people can stay in big cities, or they can move into one of China's lower-tier cities. China divides its cities into a tier system, with the premier economic powerhouses in Tier 1+. Tier 1 includes China's major up-and-coming cities, which have undergone rapid urban development in recent years. Tier 2 cities are considered to be important economic hubs and include many provincial capitals. Tier 3 typically includes regional hubs with significant economic activity. Tier 4 cities are typically those with moderate levels of economic activity. Tier 5 cities are on the lowest rung and are typically smaller with lower levels of economic activity. Some of these lower-tier cities are on the rise, given the quality of life in bigger cities. Meihekou is one of them.
很多优秀的骨干人才放弃了一线大城市，放弃了外资大厂，来到梅河口。
One man uprooted his family from a provincial capital to move to this Tier 4 city.
来这边的话，好不好找工作呀？生活环境什么样？后来去年的时候，我们企业组织了一个家庭活动日，邀请外地的这个员工的家属过来看一看企业什么样，然后这个城市什么样。
Despite a nationwide population decline, the city has seen a population growth of 60% in recent years. But life isn't always greener on the other side. So if you can't make it in a big city, and you can't make it in a small city, where do you go? The Lama Temple is a famous Buddhist site in the capital, Beijing. Tens of thousands of people visit each day. Many of them are young people.
找不到工作，我觉得就可能学业不顺，工作没有找到，就没有事做，就来拜拜佛了。我觉得很多人是这样。
那就是大家觉得现在可能觉得自己努力已经到达一定的这个瓶颈了。
Some are hopeful, while others are less so, since their fate ultimately depends on the health of the Chinese economy.